Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and this is a truly magical finding. I mean, this is a bombshell finding. A video has surfaced of Gary Gensler before he was SEC chair, and he verbally admits that Ripple did not have back then, and so of course certainly does not now, have regulatory clarity. This is a big deal, and so he's obviously singing a completely different tune today, but how many times have I talked about how these people, they're just saying whatever will suit them in the moment. They're not being honest. They don't care about unethical behavior. It's defend the SEC at all costs, screw the investors that we've sworn we will protect, the XRP holders in this particular case. And so I'm going to highlight this, and I actually went to the trouble of transcribing a couple things for you, and it's incredible. And so now that this video has surfaced, because there are so many XRP community members that have just been digging, and kudos to them to no end. It's very impressive what the XRP community has done. Well, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse actually saw this clip that I'm talking about, and he had something to say about it. It was just 3 simple words, and I'm going to share that with you in just a moment here. But it led to this article from you today. I'm not going to read the article, but here's the headline. Ripple CEO shades SEC boss as company remains confident in victory. And folks, I don't see how there could possibly be a world where things don't ultimately work out for Ripple and for XRP long term. I don't see, in a world where justice is served, I don't see how things aren't going to turn out all right. And you'll see here. I mean, you're talking about, in this case, Gary Gensler, who is currently the SEC chair. He's running the show here. And as recently as about 3 years ago, he didn't think that, not only did he, and well, we already knew, to be clear, we already knew that he thought that XRP and Ether were securities. He did say that back in 2018. But the new part here is he also said at the same time, same era, that there isn't clarity, there isn't legal clarity for them. He admits that. And so how could it be that the person who is currently running the SEC, if he didn't know, because he's a man of reasonable intelligence, I think the court would find, right? If he didn't know what the hell, what clarity would be for Ether and Ripple specifically and XRP, then how the hell was Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson supposed to know that what they were doing was wrong and illegal? It doesn't make any sense here. And look, I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? I'm just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos all up on the internets, but just as a fun hobby. So just be clear that that's all that's going on here. And so here you go. This clip was unearthed by Leonidas, who runs the website xrparcade.com, which is a fantastic website chock full of information about Ripple and XRP. You should check it out. But he tweeted this out. Gary Gensler at MIT, April 23rd, 2018. Compliance, change in behavior without enforcement. There needs to be clarity in the market. And so I'm gonna share with you what was covered here, but I'll share with you before that Brad Garlinghouse's tweet first. He simply wrote, after he watched this video, he responded to Leonidas here and wrote, "I love Twitter." That's it. Just, I love Twitter. And you're about to see why. This is big. Like, this is a bombshell finding. It really is. How else could you reasonably characterize it? This is a big deal. This is the guy running the SEC, because the SEC is claiming that there's always been legal clarity, but now you have the SEC chairman back then, just a few years ago, saying, yeah, there's not. Come on, guys. Good luck, SEC asshats. This is not going well for you. And so, I mean, really, this is possibly the best find that the XRP community has dug up yet. And so in this video clip, again, from April 23rd, 2018, Gary Gensler, at an MIT technology review on stage, said things about crypto and Ripple specifically that made a lot of sense. He espoused a concept that sounded fundamentally similar to SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce's proposed safe harbor law. And he suggested that the SEC should plot a path forward and rather than sue everyone into oblivion that sold a cryptocurrency, acknowledge that was in the past. Forgive that. And then create a clear path forward to come into compliance. And so, excuse me. And so he's being interviewed on stage, and the interviewer asked the following. He said the following: 2 kinds of problems. The people that issued the tokens, are they criminals? What happens to them? And then the people who are holding the tokens, were they scammed? And how do they get redress? And so after acknowledging that the SEC needs to offer a clear path forward so that legacy cryptocurrencies and the developers building on top of those blockchains can come into compliance, Gary Gensler made the following jaw-dropping comment. And here's the quote. I transcribed this. You're going to absolutely love this. I think it's more like, let's look forward. And there's 1,000+ horses running on the field that got out of the barn. And we've got to kind of bring them into compliance. And listen up. And even for Ripple and Ether, or maybe it's EOS or NEO, But for the big market cap ones, there needs to be clarity in the market. And if the clarity in the market is that they're not securities, they might still be commodities, they might still need to comply with those laws and so forth. Ba-bam! Right there, that's that just, it just tastes so good, doesn't it? Can you feel it? Once it's in your mouth, it just tastes so good. That's what she said. But even for Ripple and Ether, that's the quote right there. Even for Ripple and Ether. Again, we've got to kind of bring them into compliance, even for Ripple and Ether. And so, just acknowledging that there absolutely is not that legal clarity. I don't know how to put into words how big of a deal this is. Like the court. And so, as far as the legal implications, I'm going to share with you what John Deaton had to say in just a moment on this. I'll let the attorneys within the XRP community mostly chime in on that type of stuff, but I got to tell you, just as a layperson who has more than half a brain, looking at factually what is happening here, it's crystal clear. It's crystal clear the SEC is in the wrong, Ripple's in the right, and XRP holders should not be paying the price for the SEC's power grab attempts here, right? And so now here's Gensler, Gary Gensler. Just compare this. Here's Gary Gensler on August 3rd, 2021, this year. So, about 3.5 years later. A little less than that. And he's speaking at the Aspen Security Forum, singing a completely different tune. He cited the multi-factor Howey test considerations, which are, did you give somebody money in anticipation of profits on their efforts? And on that point, he stated the following, and this is a quote, again, from August of this year. Usually there's a handful of people at the center of these XYZ projects or ABC projects. I'm not going to use names. There's usually a handful of entrepreneurs and technologists that, in effect, the investor is hoping those people do well. So that means anticipation of profits on the efforts of others. I think it's kind of just like reasonably clear. I would say very clear. And so he corrected himself. First of all, he said reasonably clear, but it's like, oh, that doesn't sound good. No, it's very clear. It's very clear. So he backtracked immediately. He's like, no. You can just see what's happened in that little Gary Gensler mind right there. I said reasonably. No, it's very good, guys. No. Can we redo that? Can we redo that to cut the tape up? I gotta do that one over. Like that has to have been what's going through this guy's mind right here. And so there you have it. This year, again, just last month, the beginning of last month, he says it's clear. He says it's absolutely clear. So I want to see the Gary Gensler of August 2021. I want to see him debate the Gary Gensler of April 2018. Could we get that? I would love to see those two debate. And so what actually changed? Does he now think that there's always been legal clarity? Because he sure as hell didn't in the past. I don't know how you square that. That there's no, like, nobody's going to believe that he actually thought there was legal clarity in 2018 after that. Who's going to believe that? Do you think the court's going to believe that? Do you really, like the judge, do you think the judge is going to buy that? I sure as hell don't. I really don't. Who could be that stupid? Of course not. This is clear as day here, my friends. And so like, and clearly Brad Garlinghouse saw that, which is why he wrote, "I love Twitter." Well, if you love it, Brad, why don't you marry it? Now, I want to give you a couple tweets from attorney John Deaton, who of course is the attorney seeking to intervene in the SEC versus Ripple case. And so John Deaton wrote the following: pure gold evidence here. SEC has alleged Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson were reckless in selling XRP because it was so obvious XRP was a security in 2013. Yet, in 2018, Gary Gensler himself says, even for Ripple, there needs to be clarity. Exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, this has to be a big deal. Here's another comment from John Deaton. What an amazing find. Each time I listen, I think of a different way it helps Ripple and XRP holders. The now chairman of the SEC stated in 2018 that Ripple, using it interchangeably with XRP, could be a commodity. Who else said that? And then he tagged Giancarlo here, Chris Giancarlo, former CFTC chairman. And he did say, he said that he said the same thing. So I guess they used to agree. Crazy stuff here, isn't it? And I've been saying it for the longest damn time. These people at the SEC, they are liars. And they think you're stupid, and they don't care about you. They don't care about you as an investor. They don't want to protect you. This is a power and money grab. They're just absolute liars. I mean, they have no dignity or respect whatsoever. It's just whatever will suit their purposes, their needs in the moment. They're just going to say that. And then it's like they think the internet doesn't exist. Like we can't just pull up all their old comments and stuff. Okay, we don't live in 19-dickety-2. It's 2021, and everything that you said is out there forever. Okay, it's just sometimes just jaw-dropping, stunned disbelief at some of this stuff here, folks. I'll go ahead and wrap up there, though. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.